What we assume as true to us is exactly the experiences we'll get to have. We are not allowed, we do not experience the things that we desire, the things that we want. That's not how life works. We do not experience the things that we want because all our experiences are based on our convictions, what we believe. Whatever it is that we're believing as true to us, right? Whether we're believing those consciously or subconsciously, those become our inner witnesses or our inner convictions or the identification of who we are, consciously or subconsciously choosing to identify self with. That's not who self is. Self is God. Self is the soul. The true identity of you, the true essence of you is the soul. You're divine. You're eternal. You are already perfect. However, in the human experience, and that's what it is, being in humanity, is the soul having its experience in human form. So in the human experience, we've been taught and trained to identify with the human, with being human. As humans, then, we take on the perception, the egoic self, that's the personality. That's where the personality is formed. So we take on the personality of beginning to identify with the human experience as who we are. Not just the experience, but the who we are. And from the limited ability of the egoic self, which is a part of the logical, rational part of the mind, then we can only experience what it already knows is recorded as our history. So today, I want to bring to you a conversation talking about the law of assumption, because I believe that it's important. We need to look at these words, understand the definition of them. And like I like to dig a little further and go to the etymology of them. I won't go into the etymology today. I'll do another video for you at some point in time and really look at the etymology of these words. But when we understand what these words mean, then we're able to apply them more successfully into our lives. So before we go further in today's conversation, hi there. Welcome to Within Living's YouTube channel. My name is Lois, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I thank you for coming here and watching this video today. So here at Within Living, we talk about all things spirituality, but with a specific focus on consciousness. And when I say consciousness, I'm talking about the consciousness of who we call God, the all, the superconscious mind. I'm talking about the reality and the essence of who you are. And so I'm always going to bring you thought-provoking content, but supporting you and encouraging you to go back within. Go back within and ask the questions. If you go within and ask the questions of your inner self, that's the infinite intelligence within you, the soul of you. It is God. It will answer you, and it will give you truth, because it is truth. Everything external of God is fact. They have particles of truth, but they're fact. But your essence, your soul will give you truth. So I'm always going to encourage you to go back within and ask questions, right? So welcome here. If my content resonates with you, then we'd love to have you. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the ring bell button. You'll be notified when I upload a new video, and leave a comment in the comments box. And for those of you, my regular viewers, thank you so much. You're my family, and I just love you, my YouTube family. Thank you all for being here. I also want to give special thanks to Deandra and Marshall C. for your appreciation for my work in your generous donations. Thank you so very kindly. I appreciate you, and I thank you very, very much. One more thing before we get into today's conversation. So our community, it's actually ready. Yes, I'm just doing the last few touch-ups on it, fine-tuning a few things, but the first program, I'm setting it up in different tiers, if you will. and the first tier of it, it'll be ready to go, and I'm going to launch it. It will be available to you on January the 1st. I think it's an excellent program, but then that's for you to decide what it will do for you. I know that it is excellent. I give to you the very best I have to give. It'll be set up on a monthly basis, so you can have a monthly subscription. I give you a couple of options of how you could pay for that if you'd like. But once you sign up for it, and I'm encouraging you to go on January 1st or thereafter to sign up for it, you will have 3 days free. You have 3 days free to come in, participate with the content for the month. I'm going to coach it, and this is group coaching, and you're getting group coaching at its best, right? So come on in, see what we're about, get to meet some of the other people there, and participate with us for 3 days, and then you can decide in 3 days what you're wanting to do with us. But again, it is ready to go. The name of it will be, or is, Within Living Transformational Community. So be prepared for that. It will be launched on January 1st. Now let's get back into today's conversation. And I set an intention that this is going to bring a lot of clarity for you going into the new year so that you can manifest some things, some different things in your life and understand maybe why you've tried so hard about them before and they did not come to pass. Okay? So I want to start off by looking at the definition of two words. And the two words I want to look at today is assumption and faith. And I'll be looking at a paper I have in front of me, so bear with me if I'm looking away from you. So the first one now then, the definition of the word assumption. What is an assumption really? And why is it important to understand it? An assumption is the law, an assumption is based on a law. And the actual law that we call the law of assumption is what was originally known as the law of belief. It is the same thing that is known as faith. I am going to focus on the word assumption today to help you to understand how you can form a conviction by using this thing called an assumption. Okay? Because convictions are really what moves your mountain. Convictions are what manifest your miracles. It's not the tools, it's not the methods, it's not the procedures, you don't even have to meditate, you don't have to do anything. Honest to God, I've been there. You don't have to do any of that. Those are just tools. And those tools make the egoic part of you feel good, but they do not deliver the results from the infinite field that you're wanting to have. So let's look a little deeper today and talk about that. So an assumption, here's the dictionary definition for it. An assumption is a thing that is accepted as true, right? It is accepted as true or certain without having proof. I'm going to read it again. Okay, so it's a thing that is accepted as true or certain without having proof. So what does that mean? That means that it is something that we, in the human experience, we accept, we receive, whether we're accepting it consciously or subconsciously, it does not matter. We're accepting it as true to us without any physical evidence to validate that it is so. Okay, so we can form an assumption that plays out in our lives as an experience in our lives from simply watching. Let's say we watch something on TV all the time. Those people who watch TV. I'm not a TV watcher, but you watch TV and you watch the same kind of things. And it's the language, right? It's the energy. It's not so much the words. It's the energy that's played out. Let's say there are movies or whatever that are always about accidents or, those kind of situations. And we're watching them, watching them, watching them, watching them, watching them. What we're actually doing is creating an assumption. We're not saying, no, I cancel that, I resist that, I reject that, never resist. But I reject that. We're not doing that. We're just passively, we say, watching it. That is called a subliminal message. It is a form of hypnotism. That's what hypnotism is about. That message then is penetrating your mind, and the more you watch it, the more you participate with it. And you notice if you watch it for a while, it's like you have to keep watching it. That's the draw. The brain then starts recording that. You're creating a brainwave pattern with that particular energy. What happens then? That becomes impressed upon the subconscious mind or the soul of you, who then accepts it. If it is being impressed, your soul is saying, God is saying, if you're giving it to me that this is what you want, then I don't question, I can't judge. I'm giving you freedom, free will. I simply project it out. I push it out. I become it through you, for you, as your physical experience, because obviously you must love it. It's what you're asking for. That is just one example of how we form an assumption. An assumption is also formed by just listening to a lot of stuff from a lot of different people all over the place, and we never ever really question them. We don't question them. And this is what spiritual awakening is to do. It's to wake us up, to cause us to begin to start questioning a lot of these things that we just have assumed were true. Who said they're true? Have you really ever sat down and put pen to paper and questioned some of the things you, quote, believe? Have you ever really done that? Do you know why you believe them? Who told you they had to be true anyway? Who made them true? You really should take some time out. And this is something I'm going to be teaching about in our community, because I think it's important that we go back and understand, why do we believe what we believe anyway? All right. So anyway, the definition now for the word faith. The word faith is defined as complete trust. Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Let me read it again. The definition for faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. That means having an unwavering trust in yourself, in you, in your higher self, if you want to call it that, in your soul, if you want to call it that, in the Christ presence within you, if you want to call it that, in your God self, if you want to call it that. That's what faith is. So go back to the assumption. The assumption said it's accepting a thing as true or certain without the proof. So what are we having the faith in? Are we having the faith in the thing, or are we having the faith in the us? That if I say that I have it, that I have it. Why do I say that why am I confident that I have it? Because I'm one with the source of me. I am one with the source of me. When you know you are one with the source of you, when you truly, honest to God, put all the trimmings aside, okay? Get rid of all your techniques. Get rid of all your tools. Get rid of all your processes, because they're not going to facilitate you to totally transform your life, to come in harmony with your true divine nature and experience the magnificence of living as the spirit that you really are in the human experience. Because the two, they're not harmonious. They can't work together. You have to choose the one over the other. When we get rid of all the tools and techniques and stuff, and we go back to the basics is coming back in harmony with and understanding Me and God are one. The God is the breath that is breathing me. It's the soul of me. The soul of me is the offspring of the Father, if you want to call it that. The superconscious mind, if you want to call it that too. The universe, if you want to call it that, right? Manifested itself into the individualized version, identical body of me, of you, with your unique name, your unique attributes. The personality of you that identifies you is the ego, what we call the ego, the egoic part of you. So this is why I am always encouraging you all to go back and change your concept of self. Changing your concept of self should be your number one top priority in your spiritual awakening, because it's really what the spiritual awakening is about. The spiritual awakening is this jolt, this wake-up call to the realization that, guess what? We're so much more than these bodies. I love the body, okay? I do. But I'm not it. I am not it. It is simply my vessel. It is my vessel. It is something I have. I take care of it. But it is something I have that I take care of, just like you would take care of your car. If you don't keep your car tuned up, the oil changed, the tires rotated, you know, all that stuff you have to get done, then the car ultimately is not going to work very effectively for you. So it is with the body. I treat the body just like I treat the car. I take care of it so that it serves me and it serves me well. And yes, I talk to it. You can talk to it. You are the soul of it. You can command it and it will obey you. So again, I always advocate, and I'm encouraging you all today, listen to this video again. Go back, do your own research, understand what an assumption is. Understand why you believe the things that you believe, and the things that you're believing that no longer serves you, you really should consider eliminating them from your life and come up with some new stuff, right? You do not manifest. You will not experience in your life the things that you want or that you desire. Not unless you have become those things within you. We only manifest or experience who or what we are convinced within us. When I say the convinced within us, we are convinced, our concept of ourselves is that we're worthy and deserving of having, being, or doing. That's it. We only get to experience that. We only get to experience that. That's why you can have identical twins, let's say, and one twin has one kind of life and the other twin has a totally different life. Why? Because of their individual perspective, their individual convictions about their concept of who they, honest to God, believe that they are within them. Okay. If you're not trusting, right? When you're not in faith, when you don't have an accurate assumption, then you're not trusting. And when you're not trusting, you're wavering. When you're wavering, you're having a double mind. So 1 minute, yes, this thing is happening. The next minute, no, it's not. 1 minute, I'm crystal clear on it. The next minute, no, I'm not. 1 minute, well, yes, I know, I believe I receive it, but how is it going to come to me? How is it going to get here? When is it going to get here? No, you did not really, you did not. I hear this a lot. You did not really believe it. No, because if you're convinced that you have it, you're no longer, if you have it, why are you going to worry about how it's coming? Think about that one. If you really believe that you have received something, right? If I gave you a gift, I put it in the mail and I send it to you and you have it sitting right in front of you right there. then why are you going to be concerned? You know, I received this wonderful gift from Lois, but I wonder when it's coming. I wonder how she's getting it here. I wonder, is she using FedEx or the post office or a private carrier? I wonder what she's doing. No, you wouldn't give a thought. You wouldn't give a thought. Why? Because you already have it. That's what faith is. That's what an assumption is. It's an unwavering conviction that what I believe I have received, I honest to God have it before I have any evidence in the physical world. I don't care about what's going on in the physical world. Makes no difference to me. No, because that's not my truth. My truth is my conviction then. So, when we are wanting then to experience something that we have never experienced previously, the egoic self does not have the resources. It is not infinite. It is limited. So it is limited to the previous experiences we've had. Now we can press the logical mind and push it to support us in accomplishing something one step at a time, and eventually somewhere down the road, we may get there. When we're deliberately manifesting from the divine nature, the soul of who we are, the God presence within us, it's instantaneous because the God presence of you, your soul, it's infinite. It is the infinite intelligence. The universe is really actually not even outside of you. It's inside of you, okay? So whatever is in the universe that you want is inside of you in the infinity that is God, that is the soul, the energy, the vibration. I had a video going back talking about vibration. I'm going to link it here in the box for you to go back and listen to that. That's the infinity of it. It is available to you. The soul of you, God, is not logical. If it is logical, then it has limits. It has to reason. You use your logical mind to reason. The infinity of you, the God of you, does not reason. It exceeds, it surpasses logical reasoning. It is illogical. Why is it illogical? Because it is infinite. It doesn't have to reason. It doesn't have to calculate. It doesn't have to analyze. It's done. Because why is it done? It already exists. Everything already exists. Things are not coming to you. Things are already available to you. You have the potential to experience anything at any time when you're ready, and your faith is in harmony with whatever that is you're wanting. It has the possibility to manifest instantaneously because the essence of you that's manifesting it is the infinite potential and power of all existence. So when you're wanting to manifest or experience something that you've never previously experienced, let's say you want to go back and harmonize with your true self. You've awakened and you realize, oh, okay, I've been living in this limited world over here, but I want to go back and, come in harmony and identify myself with my true self, my true divine nature. Or maybe you want to have a lifetime love, a love that, is just truly a divine love, a love experience that goes beyond the typical romantic thing. Or maybe you want to acquire wealth. And you can acquire wealth, by the way, without having to labor and work for it. We're not supposed to labor and work for any of these things anyway. Wealth can come to you overnight. I mean, any amount of wealth. Or it could be wonderful friendships. Joy. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want to experience, that you have not experienced before. Whatever that is. The way you would go about doing that is you have to first believe that you deserve it. So if you're in a state of self-concept where you're not convinced, maybe you think here, but it's not a conviction that you deserve to have it. You are worthy of it, and you can never be denied. If those are areas that you're having issues with, then I suggest you go back and you work on your self-concept in those areas. And these are the things I'm talking about in the very first month of our community. I'm addressing some of these issues of how we deal with these once we've been awakened. Okay? Go back and harmonize with your true identity. When you can become convinced, put away all the religious teaching, all the baggage, all the questions, all the limiting beliefs, all the resistance from the egoic self about, are we God? Are we not God? Can we be? How can we be? Once you allow yourself to accept as true to you, you spend time with it. I gave you a meditation a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to link it in the box as well, about awareness. Go back and do that meditation. And do that meditation until your awareness within you actually reveals to you that you are it. Okay? I'm not talking about go and do that meditation until you feel good, you get a tingle. No, do that meditation until you connect with your awareness. When you connect with your awareness, you will know that you are indeed God. When you know you're indeed God and you claim something, you put a claim on something, a person might say, I want to experience abundance financially, materially, socially, every area of my life. Forget about wealth, okay? Wealth is an aspect of abundance. It is not abundance, because you can have wealth and not have abundance. When you have abundance, your wealth can't run out. Abundance is a state of being. It's who you are. It's a part of your divine nature. So when you understand your God self, then you say, well, I want to make a shift from having lived in a state of lack, which is the illusion. It's not a truth. It's who you perceived you were. That's all. And now I want to go back and harmonize with my true nature, my character, my identity as abundance. Then you simply claim your birthright. It is your divine birthright. You claim it. When you claim it, instantaneously it becomes yours. It's yours in that instant. However, you're not necessarily going to be persuaded at that time. You will not have a conviction at that time that it is absolutely true to you and you own it right now and it can appear in the next second. In that case, what you need to do is you need to begin to affirm. And that's where affirmations come in. That's why I'm always telling y'all, go back and affirm. You persist in your affirmations. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't have to affirm anymore because my mind tells me. Of course your mind's going to tell you. Your mind's going to tell you don't have to do it. You can just stop doing it. The ego will tell you that. Why? Because it doesn't want to do it, because it doesn't want to surrender. You affirm until the thing shows up. If you're affirming and the thing is not showing up, then you're not affirming from a place of authority, because there are ways to do your affirmations correctly, okay? So you go back and you affirm, and you affirm it, and you affirm it, you affirm it again, and you affirm it from a state of an assumption. This is where the assumption is key. So you're affirming it that, no, this is a done deal with an authority, that I accept that this is true to me, irrespective of outward circumstances. Okay? So that is the faith that is going to move the mountain. And for those of you who've come out of some kind of religious background or whatever, when you hear them talking about the faith that, Jesus had these miracles for these different people, and he said it was your faith, it was your faith, it was your faith, or the faith that going around and around and around the mountain, and it was the faith that moves the mountain. It is your faith. It is your faith that is going to move your mountain for you. It is your faith that is going to remove the illusion of the dis-ease or ill health or lack. And it is your faith that is going to take the physical form evidence, your faith, which is energy, it's power, it's your power. It is your power. There's no God outside of you doing it for you. It is your power. It is you actually commanding and directing God, the essence of you, of what to do. And it is only going to be to you as you tell it to do. So it is your power, your faith that is going to manifest for you and become the external experiences of those things that you desire to experience. And this is why what we assume is true to us as our experience. So my intention was that you were really, really blessed by this information today. So again, remember, the community is ready. Get ready for it. And I am inviting every one of you to come here and join it. Every single one of you. You're going to be blessed. If you will just participate with us for a while, you're going to change. I'm telling you. You're going to change. It's going to be a wonderful experience. I'm really, really excited. So come on over and join us, right? January 1. I'm going to launch this on January 1st. And what time of day I'm going to launch it, I'm not exactly sure. Look in my description box. By the time I do the description for the video here, I'll have a time and I'll put it in the description box and I'll let you know what time of day. But January 1st, and you have 3 days free. So come in. Just the content you'll have in 3 days. If you apply just that information, you'll get a lot out of it. So come on in. Okay? All right. So thank you so much. I love you very, very much. I'm happy you're here. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I'm sending just an enormous amount of blessings to you, all abundant blessings to you and your safety, protection, health, money, everything you need. Love, above all people, love into your life with many blessings going forward. I have a special video for you next week after the holiday, after Christmas, preparing you for going into the new year. And I'll give you a little hack that you can use to apply gratitude going into the new year to help you to bring forth some of your manifestations real quickly, especially if you go back and understand what the assumption is and use the assumption with what I'll teach you or share with you in the upcoming video next week. So many, many, many blessings to you and yours. Thank you again. It's been a wonderful year. You've given me a really, really wonderful year. I've enjoyed it. I have truly, truly enjoyed bringing these videos to you. Never thought it was something I would ever want to do or something I even could do. But it just goes to show that when you trust the higher aspect of you, it brings things out of you and you see that you just evolve into amazing experiences that you previously, your egoic self could not have allowed you to do. So thank you very, very much. You're my family. I love you. I send blessings to you. And for now, remember, we're just one God. There's one consciousness. And we are it. We're not just a part of it. We are actually it. We are it. It is love. And it is infinite love. And the power of that love will resolve any issue for you. And I'm sending that love to you today. So for now, peace. Bye-bye for now.